Farming has been around forever, but it's also got to be one of the riskiest jobs on the planet. Think about it. One bad drought, a sudden flood, or some new disease can just wipe out a family's entire livelihood in an instant. So today, we're going to look at how Rwanda is tackling this massive problem head-on with a really ambitious national insurance program. All right, let's get into it. To really get what's at stake here, we can't just start with policy papers. We need to start with a person. Because for a small farmer, every single season is a high-stakes gamble against forces they have absolutely no control over. Wow, you can just feel the heartbreak in that, can't you? That's from a dairy farmer named Alex Nzamana. And it just shows you, this isn't just about spreadsheets and profit margins. It's deeply, deeply personal. So what happened to him? Just imagine that for a second. His best cow, the heart of his business, producing 28 liters of milk every single day, was just gone. And because he didn't have insurance, that loss was total, a completely devastating blow, both financially and emotionally. He actually called it a life-changing lesson. And the thing is, Alex's story, it's not a one-off, not even close. He and literally thousands of other farmers just like him are right on the front lines of a climate that's getting more and more unpredictable. They're facing this constant barrage of threats. And this really shows you what they're up against. It's not just one thing. It's crippling droughts one season, and then destructive floods the next. It's pests, like maize stalk borers, that can just chew through their crops. And for livestock, it's diseases like Newcastle or foot and mouth that can wipe out an entire herd. This is the day-to-day reality. So what do? How do you protect the very backbone of your economy when the risks are so varied and just so unpredictable? Well, Rwanda's answer was to build a nationwide safety net. This is the National Agriculture Insurance Scheme. Locally, it's called Tekana. And get this, the name itself basically tells you everything you need to know. It's a direct promise to every farmer in the country. Feel safe, you are insured. And the way it works is actually pretty brilliant in its simplicity. It's a partnership between the government and private companies, all designed to make a real impact. A farmer signs up and pays their part, then the government jumps in with a huge subsidy to make it affordable, a private insurance company takes on the risk, and then, if disaster strikes, the farmer gets paid. Simple as that. And that 40%? That's the secret sauce. It's the key that makes the whole thing work. A 40% government subsidy means that insurance is no longer some luxury item. It becomes a practical, affordable tool for the very farmers who need it the most. Okay, so that's the theory, but does it actually work for real people? You can have a great plan on paper, but the real test of a safety net is whether it actually catches people when they fall. So let's hear some of their stories. Just listen to Edward Bampariki, a crop farmer. He uses the word hope, and it's so powerful. It tells you this program isn't just about money changing hands. It's about giving farmers the psychological security they need to keep going, even when things get tough. So Edward's farm is in this tough spot. He gets hit with droughts and floods. When a huge chunk of his chili harvest was wiped out, that insurance payout meant he didn't have to go into debt or just give up on his fields. He could bounce back and replant right away. And this isn't just about individual farmers. It scales up. This is Biatham Tabanganyimana, and she is the president of a farming cooperative. What she's saying points to this huge shift from a past where a drought meant total loss to a present where recovery is actually possible. And that's the thing to remember here. It doesn't just save one person. It stabilizes whole communities. When Biatha's co-op got hit by drought, they received a payout of 3 million Rwandan francs. That money didn't just help them survive. It gave them the stability and the confidence to actually expand their operations. And it's the same thing over on the livestock side of farming. Listen to Isaac Mahoro. After losing animals over and over, he was basically at the end of his rope. He was seriously thinking about quitting farming altogether. But just look at this turnaround. It's incredible. He lost more than 10 cows, but a reimbursement of 15 million Rwandan francs completely changed his life. He went from nearly quitting to confidently growing his business. Now he has over 40 cows, and they're all insured. That's what a real safety net can do. So, okay, it's pretty clear this program is a lifesaver for individual farmers. But the vision here is so much bigger. This isn't just about payouts. It's a strategic move to transform an entire sector of the national economy. And this really lays out that big picture. When a farmer has insurance, there's suddenly a much safer bet for banks. That unlocks access to credit. In fact, 18 different banks and financial institutions are already partners in the scheme. This all ties directly into Rwanda'S big national plan for the future, which aims to massively boost lending to agriculture and make the entire sector stronger and more ready for the future.
All right, so the program kicked off back in 2019. Now that it's been running for a few years, what does the scorecard look like on a national scale, and where does it go from here?
Well, for starters, the scale is just wow. Over 8.19 billion Rwandan francs. That's about 6.3 million US dollars. And that's real money that has gone directly back to farmers to help them get back on their feet after a loss. So you can see, this isn't some small pilot program. This is a massive national investment. And if you slice up that pie, you see the support is really balanced. Over 4.6 billion has gone to crop farmers who are dealing with that crazy, unpredictable weather, while almost 3.6 billion has gone to livestock farmers to help them recover from disease outbreaks. Now this is really interesting. Getting almost 190,000 farmers on board, that's a huge win, no question about it. But that's still only about 6% of all the farmers in the country. So what that tells you is the success they've had is incredible, but the potential for this program to grow and help even more people is just enormous. And if you zoom into just one district, you can see how this plays out on the ground. For pig farmers, they've had incredible success. 97% are insured. That's almost everyone. But for cattle farmers in the same area, it's only 21%. So it shows that the model absolutely works, but getting the word out to every single community is still a huge and vital part of the job. And that really brings us to the big question, doesn't it? What Rwanda is building here is a system that makes its farmers stronger, its agricultural sector more attractive to investors, and its entire food system more secure, especially with climate change becoming a bigger threat every year. So as you see more and more countries facing these exact same challenges, you have to wonder, is this a blueprint that could work everywhere else?